So, y'all, we need to talk. Me and my friend was going back and forth, and she helped me to think about, well, I told her that women that announce them leaving a relationship are more less likely to leave. That's just what I believe. Because, you're not supposed to let your right hand know how your left hand is moving. When you really want to do something, when you're ready to be out, you will be out. And actually, you don't want no one to know because you don't want no one to sabotage your moves. So we were talking about the whole Willie and Shanda situation from Love and Hip Hop. And I just felt like Shanda ain't going nowhere. When women be writing a whole dissertation on what they're going to do and what they're about to do, and this is what I'm dealing with. Sis, you're not going nowhere. You're just trying to get public sympathy and also try to throw public shade and shame your mate's way. So I said all that to say, like, Shanda ain't going nowhere. And then they had me thinking, like, my friend was like, I just said, I feel like women don't really leave toxic relationships. Most of the time, it's the men that have to leave them in order for them to move. You know what I mean? Usually the woman is not moving on. Strong women or women that that still have that ounce of love of themselves will get up and leave and go away from a toxic relationship. But I feel like when women feel like the man is a prize, it's more likely that they're not going to leave. It's up to that guy. The guy will dictate when they actually end the relationship. And it's usually when they publicly embarrass them or, just leave them, just go away. Kind of like what Willie did and what Safari did with Erica Mena. So she was just like, yeah. So my friend was saying something about how Love and Hip Hop girls kind of stay and basketball wives kind of leave. And I was like, you know what? I never thought of it that way. And I'm thinking that maybe it's because they are basketball wives. You know what I mean? They are wives. They sat up there and probably had prenups and things like that. And from what I can tell, most of the women on Basketball Wives throughout the season, for the majority, they dated up. They were hypergamous. They dated men that had more money than them, financially speaking. So at least when they left, they knew that they was leaving with something, some sort of money, some sort of compensation. You're going to cheat on me. I'm leaving, but at least I'm leaving with something because, they dated up, and all that time and years that they have invested, they are at least leaving with some sort of bag. So that is the difference to me compared to the Love and Hip Hop women. They're a little rough around the edges more so. The women are more dominant. The women are a little bit more masculine. I think about how Chrissy had proposed to Jim Jones. She kind of took the leadership role from him in a sense. We're looking at tradition. Usually the man does that. So I just feel like the women on Love and Hip Hop are a little bit more they have more to lose because they have nothing to gain if they walk away. So they're going to try to get a return on their investment through time by you going to stick with me. I say the same thing with like Yandy and Mendices. Yandy really didn't date up. She didn't really get a guy on her level. I feel as though they have a beautiful family, X, Y, and Z. But as far as I feel like hustle and financially, that's probably why she didn't want to legally marry him, because she knew tying up her finances with him was not going to be a good idea, and I feel like a lot of the Love and Hip Hop girls are like that. They're the ones that are dominant. They're kind of like the breadwinners. They're the ones that are as the term say, masculinas in a way. And I never really realized it until I looked at the contrast between Basketball Wives and Love and Hip Hop girls. So I feel like that's why certain kind of women stay and certain kind of women go, because at least the women that date up, they gain leaving. And, of course, no one wants to leave a relationship, but at least they leave with something like either prenup money, spousal support, child support, any of the above. So I wanted to come out and talk about that. And I also feel like I also wanted to touch on Shanda and Willie's situation, because I feel like it's never cool to publicly shame the parent of your child. At the end of the day, you lay down with that person. So I feel like when it comes to outer appearance, you should try to make that person look good by any means necessary, just in case your kids may see. even if they already did beat, so be it. I feel like it's not your job to blast them. Let other people form or speculate their opinions, but you shouldn't be the one that's leading the charge in that. Like, I really didn't like how Shanda was trying to call Willie a weirdo. What does that make you? And at the same time, that is a father of your kids. Even though calling somebody weirdo is not the worst thing that you can say, I just feel like I don't want to say anything bad about, my kids' father and vice versa, because at the same time, it's the children is 50-50, you and that person. So that would just make a person feel a certain kind of way. Like, why are you calling my dad a weirdo? Like, what is you? Or trying to say I'm weird? That is my dad. I still love them. So why are you talking about them? So it just makes me upset when people do that. And like I said, I don't care if it's for a check or a storyline. That's really whack to me. Some things, I feel like I've never been in that situation, but I pray and hope I don't never go that low for a storyline. There are other ways to make money. Whether I have to go on the side of the street and pick up cans, then so be it. That's what's going to happen. If money is that bad and things aren't coming in how I want to, there's no pride when it comes to trying to make money. Well, it's no like I feel like, so what if I was on TV and I had to get a job doing something else that's not as glamorous, so be it. So that's what I mean by pride, because some people will sell out their family for a storyline, and I'm just like not about any and every storyline. I'm not here for it. So I just feel like there is definitely a difference between the two. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Do y'all notice the difference between loving hip-hop girls and the basketball wives per se? Like I said, I really feel like it's more so the mindset that both of them have. Like, both can be kind of ratchet, but at least the one side, they are a little bit more on the feminine, dainty side, the basketball wives. And like I said, the pudding, the bread is in the pudding in the title with the word wives, so I feel like that definitely makes a difference in how they perceive and how they carry yourself. How they carry themselves versus the other side. They're either side chicks, not all of them, or perpetual girlfriends for years and years and years, or they're just in a situation where they're the boss chick and then they're employing their man or their husband. Just a bunch of mess, I want to say. But you can't talk about nobody, the way people live, the way they do things, because they're going to snap on you. But look, it's just my opinion, the way I see things. So thank you again, y'all, for listening to my rant, and let me know what y'all think. Like I said, do you see a difference between the two? Why or why not? Drop a comment below, and also like this video. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, and I will talk to you guys soon. It's again your girl Synquette, and you guys have a good day. Bye.
Met Synquette, man, the girl was heaven sent. Met Synquette, man, the girl was heaven sent.